Hi cuties, and welcome to a tag video that I think may resonate with a few people in my life right now, and maybe some of you will want to do this, but I did recently watch this on Break Even Books channel. I'll link their video. I forget who the original person was that made it, but I saw it through Break Even Books, so I'm crediting them, but I will put the original in the description properly. I'm sorry, I totally just spaced. I think it's somebody named Kat, maybe? But not the cat that I know. So this is the overwhelmed book tag, and we have about 9 different questions here talking about being overwhelmed in various aspects of the AuthorTube, Booktube world and Bookternet world, or in life in general. And as someone who has been feeling very overwhelmed as of late, I felt this was an appropriate tag to do this month. So without further ado, question number 1. Are you feeling overwhelmed? If so, why? Oh yes. Yes, I am very overwhelmed right now. I'm overwhelmed by a lot of different things, by things outside of the internet world that I live in, with finances and finding a job that pays well, and life in general with having done my surgery. I'm feeling very overwhelmed by a lot of things. Specifically in the literary world, I'm overwhelmed by now trying to finish and finding the fundings to finish editing my books, or the book for Hispcac, and then I need to start querying for it. I'm very nervous to do that. I mean, I try not to let myself get too overwhelmed with books, but because I have so much planned coming up in December, video making can get a little overwhelming, and sometimes I feel like I prioritize that over more important things in my life. Definitely feeling overwhelmed in multiple facets of my life. Question number 2, tell us about the TBR lurking over your shoulder. What TBR? There's nothing behind me. It's fine. You don't need to worry about this. It's fine. Everything's fine. Moving on, if I am to talk about it a bit, I am unhauling a bunch of these books. They're not completely removed yet, but I am working on selling a lot of these books and downsizing everything. It's still an overwhelming TBR. I don't think I'll ever have a TBR that's not nearly 1,000 books long, because there's just so many out there that I want to read, and I have accepted the fact that I will not get to all of them. I've done that test of how long it will be in my lifetime to finish my TBR, and it's not a good outlook. But you know what? Maybe in my afterlife, I will have an endless library and I can spend my afterlife just reading, okay? I'm gonna cling to that ideal, okay? Let me. Question number 3, how is Bookternet life shaping your reading experience? I definitely think that since discovering Booktube and things, that my reading experience has changed quite a bit. I definitely think that I wouldn't read as much as I do if it weren't for like Booktube and things. I definitely wouldn't know a lot of the books on these shelves if it weren't for Booktube. So it's definitely shaped a lot of different things, especially like how I decide what I read next. I definitely feel like, yes, I was influenced by Booktube, hands down. Question number 4, what do you think you could do differently so you're not overwhelmed? Have a very well-paying job. I mean, most of the things that make me overwhelmed do deal with finances and free time. So if I had a decent job, or if I was just, you know, a fully fledged published author who could survive off of the money I make off of books, ideally that would make me way less overwhelmed, but that's probably not happening anytime soon. So I think in general, with someone in my case of finances and life path, I don't think me being overwhelmed is going to stop anytime soon. Now, I do think that mentally just, you know, I've accepted this fact, so it makes me a little bit more eased into the situation that I'm in. I'm a little bit more calm about it. I'm still overwhelmed. I'm still going to stress about it. But I think acknowledgement overall and being like, okay, here is the problem. We will work out a solution. We don't know that solution yet, but we will figure it out eventually. And that kind of helps let me continue through the basic daily things that I need to do so that I'm not drowning in executive dysfunction, which happens quite a bit to me, especially when I'm overwhelmed. So Question number 5, do you have any projects you really want to do, but something is holding you back? I mean, I have tons of writing projects I want to do. I have a few video projects that I want to do that I did last year. So one of the projects that I want to do is doing a second round of my Cordy Awards for the books that I read in the year, because it was really fun teaming up with a bunch of people, but that was a very stressful situation in collaborating with so many people who, some people just backed out last minute or never responded, and I assumed they were doing it and then they weren't doing it, and it just kind of boiled down into this very stressful situation where I felt more like I was being, you know, the annoying one that no one actually likes on Booktube and AuthorTube, but they just put up with me for some reason. It was a spiral of mental health. And so I know I wanted to do the awards again. I just don't know if I'll seek outside help. I'm one of those people who I tend to just try to do everything myself because I feel like I can't count on others all that often because of what's happened to me in the past with counting on others, not necessarily for this project itself, but for a various amount of other things in life in general. So I'm hesitant to start that, if even do it. Writing projects in general, I have so many stories that I want to write and I just don't get to have the time to do them because of like having a day job and things and trying to balance all of the different things in my life with writing. Question number 6, is there a book genre that brings you joy or takes you to a satisfying place? I think the top 2 would have to be fantasy and contemporary romance, not like hardcore Harlequin romances. I'm definitely not into those, but I do enjoy a lot of contemporary romance that just warms my heart, and I definitely enjoy a lot of fantasies that make me happy, especially if those fantasies involve romance, because I am a sucker for romance, but it has to be good romance. I definitely think those genres in general are what I like the most and what bring me the most joy. I mean, it's definitely what takes up most of my shelves are fantasies and contemporaries, but yeah. Question number 7, how much does FOMO play into feeling overwhelmed? And if you don't know what FOMO is, it's the fear of missing out. I used to have some bad FOMO. That's probably why I bought a lot of books that were being super hyped, because I didn't want to miss out on the hype with them. But I don't think it affects me much anymore because I am who I am. I'm going to get to what I get to eventually. I don't focus on things like trends and things. It's not an interest to me. And when everybody's doing the same thing at the same time, I lose interest pretty fast in that. There's actually a really good unpopular opinion I didn't get to in the last video about how chasing trends stagnates markets, and I definitely wholeheartedly agree with that. I think if everybody's doing the same content at the same time, I'm just like, I don't care. Please stop. On Booktube, everyone was doing tier rankings last year, or this year, but like at the beginning of the year, it was tier ranking, tier ranking, tier ranking, tier ranking, and I'm just like, I don't care. Stop. Even though I did a tier ranking video too, but that was when I kind of cared a little bit more, and now I'm just kind of like, you know what? I'm gonna do what I want, when I want, and it's fun. Question number 8, is there anything you do because of Booktube that you wouldn't if you weren't into Booktube? Definitely. I wouldn't have a TBR game for one. I would just pick what I want to read at the time and read it. I wouldn't set TBRs for myself each month. I think I wouldn't push myself so much to read as much as I do in a year. So Booktube has definitely altered my literary life in general. Those are definitely the biggest things that have altered me as a person in terms of how I go about consuming books. Right, question number 9 isn't really a question, but it is to tag other people. And in a video a while ago, I asked if people wanted to be on a tag list for it. So it says to tag 5 people, and I am thus tagging Penumbra Mine, MM Ward, Maggie, you're tagged. Amanda Richards, come back on to the YouTubes. I know you want to get back on here, so here's a tag for you to do. We've got Hala from Halo Moon Studios. You knew I was going to tag you. We have Sky from SD Haggis. I am tagging you. And Tamama Writes. You are all tagged in this. And of course, anybody else does, but I do understand the feeling of wanting to be called out on a video and tagged personally. So if you two want to be on one of my tag lists where I can choose people at random to do that, please put your name in the comments below. And if you want to be tagged in AuthorTube or Booktube or both, if you're a hybrid YouTuber like me? Let me know in the comments below or on Facebook, Tumblr, and Twitter. And I will see you next time, cuties. Bye! Recovering from book buying addiction, which is honestly, it sounds like a joke, but it's kind of real.